Welcome back to another episode of Unpacking Life with the box, Ricky, and the basket, the Vanessa. So today we were talking about different rules that we have and different rules that we see that other relationships have, marriages. So figured that'd be a good topic to talk about some of the rules that we have.
The golden rules of your marriage or relationship.
But before we get into that, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And we appreciate you listening. So I guess our biggest rule that we implemented recently, like within the last year.
It's been longer than that, no?
You think so?
Probably.
No, it's been like
I feel like it's always been a rule, but now you get mad at me, actually.
Well, because we would watch TV shows and stuff, and we'd like, what would you do if I did this? What would I do if you did that? But anyways, the number one rule is no D word. So it's not what you're thinking of, cochinos. It's divorce. So we try our best not to say it or bring it up, even in a joke. I don't know.
So usually how it comes up is...
we're watching some drama show.
No, it'll be like, I don't know, we're like bickering over something and you're upset with me about something, or I'm upset with you about something. No, you're usually like criticizing something, like, why didn't you do this, or something like that, and then I'll go, well, divorce me then.
But I think you had listened to a podcast or something where like they just never said it.
Yeah.
And we're like,
that's
we
hard.
Try that out. I know it's hard.
It's even not that joking. We threaten each other with divorce.
Yeah.
But
usually we're like watching what was that one show?
Usually it's a reality. Oh.
No.
Where the plane disappeared?
Sex Life, remember? And she was like still hung up on her ex and stuff. And I was like, if you had these thoughts about your ex, like, I would divorce your ass. So usually it comes up like that where we're watching a show or something like, that was crazy. Like, if I did that, what would you do?
I would divorce you.
So we try not to say that, not bring that up, not have those thoughts, I guess, in our marriage. So now you find other ways to say that you'll leave me. But we ain't going nowhere.
No, just threaten your life.
Yeah.
I'll kill you.
In a joking manner, not a criminal activity.
There's no domestic violence going on here.
So it's like speaking stuff into existence, right? Like we believe in that, where if you tell yourself you're going to fail, you're going to fail. But
most likely, yeah.
Yeah. If you tell yourself that, you know, you're doing good, you're doing great, you're going to do great things, then that's what you're going to do. So I think my reasoning for not wanting to say the word divorce is because I don't want to have that in our relationship. And I definitely don't want to divorce you. I'm too deep in now. And so I feel like the more we talk about it or even joke about it, then it can kind of become that reality eventually of maybe divorce is an option.
And I don't think it's like speaking into existence. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I told the universe that I wanted to be rich and now I'm rich. Like, no, that's not how it works. I think it's like your mindset, right? Like, if you leave an opening for like divorce as a possibility, then
it could happen.
You start thinking like, well, I can always divorce him, instead of like, divorce is not an option.
Right.
Of course, like if you're in an abusive relationship or like are cheated on repeatedly, that's
Leave
like,
him. Please.
Then I'll divorce you for sure. But like the issues that we have are not divorceable issues.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just have to go in the mindset of like, you choose the other person no matter what, and you're going to work it out. If you have the mindset of like, well, we're in different pages now, but we need to work it out, then you will work it out. But if your mindset is, well, if something doesn't work, then you'll get divorced, then you'll probably get divorced. So
that's fair. What's your rule? That's my number one rule. Is that your number one? I highly doubt it.
My number one rule is that, let me phrase it like in a way that actually sounds good. So hold on.
Here we go.
My brain is buffering. I just said it already. But mine is like that no matter what, you just choose the other person. You choose the marriage. Like, I don't know, when friends tell me like, oh, I'm having a problem, we're arguing about this and that, and like I just don't know if I can keep doing it. I'm like, what do you mean? It's not an option.
Yeah.
Like, you either choose that person or you don't. No matter who you're with, I think you're gonna have problems, right? Because
if you have a perfect marriage,
that's bullshit.
It's not.
We're calling bullshit on you right now.
It's not a thing.
Is there relationships that maybe they don't argue a lot because they're both like super chill and non-confrontational?
Yeah.
Sure, but there's gonna be problems. And if you just, obviously some problems you can't get over.
Right.
But
Infidelity.
if fundamentally, you know, you choose the other person, you want to build a life with that person, once you're in it, that's it.
You saying you chose me?
Yeah.
All right.
Or else I would have divorced you by now. Because you have problems, and then instead of thinking like, oh, I'm just going to get out, you choose that person.
Yeah.
And you figure out a way to work it out. Right. Because as people, like, we grow at different paces, we grow in different ways. Like, we don't sync our brains up at the end of the night like a phone. So like in your head, you're growing differently than I am. You're going through different things, even though we're in the same house. So,
but like we have different friend groups. We have different activities that we do. We have different like social media algorithms. So it's like we kind of still our own people, but the thing that we have in common is us, like our family and marriage.
Yeah.
So,
which brings me to my next rule.
What?
I think in a relationship, to be happy, you have to make yourself happy first.
Oh, yeah.
And I learned that through you the hard way.
The long way.
I know a lot of people, or see a lot of times, and I was that way too, where I think that my happiness depends on you, but really what it should be is that I'm happy with myself most of the time. And I saw a thing the other day that you should spend more time working on yourself and with yourself than in any other relationship. Yeah. Like as far as being a mom, a wife, whatever. Right. And I mean, I don't do that, but I think that fundamentally, if you're not happy with yourself, that starts seeping out into your other relationships, and then you start blaming the other person, or like, oh, well, you're not making me happy. When sometimes, or most of the time, I feel like people are not happy with themselves. So like things are getting to them and they're relating it to everything that they're going through, and then it's just a rabbit hole. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think and we've had this conversation plenty of times, but if I'm not happy, then I can't make anybody else happy, no matter who it is. Yeah. So I feel like, and we talked about this before, about self-care and just doing stuff for yourself. And I think that's really important for the marriage. And the other thing was choosing each other. And I think, and I feel like we mentioned this before, but like choosing you and our marriage, even over the kids. Like, it's hard sometimes. Yeah, we've had this conversation with other people, and they're like, you know, they live for the kids, and everything they do is about their kids. And not that we neglect our kids, like we do a lot of stuff with our kids. They do all their activities, and they have a lot of fun, and they're great kids. Yeah, we go on vacations with them and stuff. But at the end of the day, the most important person in my life is my wife, and then my kids. And that's just because the kids are going to grow up. They're going to have their own lives. They're going to hate us for a period. They're not going to hate us when they're like in their 20s. Well, yeah, in their teen years. Yeah. In their teen years, obviously everybody like hates their parents and tries to rebel and whatever. Yeah. It's a normal part of life, but eventually they're going to grow up. They're going to move out, and I'm still going to be stuck at home with you. So I want to be able to know you and be happy with you and actually like you, to be with you all the time when the kids aren't around. Well, not all the time, because most of the time you're going to be golfing and doing all your other shit. That's right. At least you know already. Yeah. By then you'll have a different hobby. It's fine. Hopefully it'll be tennis or skiing.
that comes to my next point is I think alone time.
Mm-hmm.
Alone time for
Here
me
we
is
go. Insert the nothing box.
my nothing box is
Love me, but leave me alone.
primo. um, I think that was like another big obstacle. I don't know if I would call it an obstacle, but just kind of point of contention in our marriage in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
where it was just like you wanted to be around all the time, and I'm like so used to growing up alone and just kind of being on my own, where I didn't want that companionship all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
I loved it and I still love it, but I still need that alone time sometimes to go
Mm-hmm.
play video games
Go
or
golfing. Be by
golfing or
yourself.
yeah, hit the range, just be alone in my nothing box.
Being in a relationship with a lone wolf is very interesting. It changes you as a person.
Why? What changed?
It just makes you more cold-hearted.
You're cold-hearted?
Yeah, you make me
I'm
cold-hearted.
warm-hearted.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Deep down inside, behind like 18 prisons.
Oh, stop.
No, it doesn't make you cold-hearted, but I mean, it changed me for the better probably because I was like a stage 5 clinger.
You
But also,
were?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not still?
Yes.
No. You're more a clinger than me.
You're crazy.
Insert like some kind of arrow pointing that way.
You think I'm a clinger for real?
Sometimes.
I just need some loving sometimes.
Yeah, you're
Just
like,
cuddle me and
you're a
rub my
lone
back.
wolf until you're not.
Yeah.
And then you're like, just love me. What's wrong with you? You just told me for 8 days to leave you alone. Now you want to be loved?
Yeah.
No, it changed me in a way that I was forced to make myself happy first because I couldn't rely on you to always, I don't know, fill up my cup. And now I would rather you not fill up my cup because sometimes I need to fill up my own cup and watch my own shows and do stuff with my girlfriends and not with you. And it's more fun.
So since I've been home, since I left the PD, almost every night.
Not every night.
Almost every night.
Mm-hmm.
So before I even left the PD, Vanessa was huge on trying to figure out exactly what our schedule is going to be, how many nights a week I'm going to be going to sleep with her, because I usually stay up super late.
I'm a planner.
And so since I left the PD, almost every night I've been going to sleep with her. We like watch a TV show, and then she started telling me like, "Can you just go watch sports or something?" Because she was so far behind on her Housewives show and
Yeah.
Vanderpump Rules and all kinds of other crap that you watch.
I haven't watched Vanderpump Rules in a while, but then the scandal all happened, so.
What, Saturday?
No.
Sunday when I was gone all day?
This happened a while ago, and I just had to catch up.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sunday I was sick.
Okay. It's a miracle. Lasted a day.
Stop it.
But anyways, so yeah, so we've been watching all these shows. We're kind of like running out of stuff. So if you have ideas, let us know.
Oh yeah, we need a good show.
Please drop some good shows in the comments.
Ricky you have too many requirements for shows. They can't have a British accent.
Oh, I can't listen to this shit.
It can't be like not narrated.
Voiceover?
Captioned? Voiceover. Where the words won't match with the language.
Oh, yeah.
It can't be too cheesy. It can't be can't be reality TV unless it's like relationship shows.
Yeah, those are good.
Those we talk so much because like the Married at First Sight,
Is that the box?
Love is Blind.
Love is Blind. That one irritates the shit out of me.
You watch it though.
I know because it's so funny.
And we always are like, we talk more than we watch it. We're like, there's no way. Oh no, that's not gonna work. And
so if you haven't seen it, they sit in a box with a divider in between, so they don't actually see each other.
Mm-hmm.
They can just listen to each other. So they talk, and they go back and forth for 10 days or 15 days or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And a bunch of dudes by like day 5 or 6, sometimes earlier than that, they're like, I think I'm in love. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, there's no way you fell in love with this person that quick.
And they're not like
damn simps.
Some of them are like older. Like they know better. They're not like teenagers.
They're
or
like
anything.
in their 30s.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, so if you have a good show, drop it down in the comments.
What did we watch? We're waiting for Mayans to come on.
No, we're not. You are.
Yeah. And we started Florida Man.
That's okay.
It's very predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I just don't like shows where, like, I like shows that have a good storyline through the whole like season.
Yeah.
Not where one season it's 10 episodes of the same storyline in each episode. Like they discover a bad guy, they find the bad guy, and then they do it all over again the next episode.
You have a lot of requirements for shows.
Well,
I don't even know how to describe it.
Though.
Yeah, I guess.
We should rewatch Game of Thrones.
We should.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, back to our rules.
Now your rule. I already said 2 rules, right?
I did too. Next
rule is communication.
Communication?
Yes.
Okay.
And if you can't communicate, you need to see a therapist. Figure that shit out. A referee. Okay. You need a referee.
Yeah. A little mediator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was for sure in the beginning of our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I would never talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like I overshare sometimes.
You do not.
You don't think I overshare for myself?
I don't know if this is a man thing, but you are very like non-emotional, non-willing. I mean, I'm used to it. I won't trade you in for anybody else, but like, you don't talk.
Not even easy?
I mean, I don't know how he's in real life. In the show, he's pretty emotionally available. I like it.
Oh my God.
No, but I mean, it's fine. I don't care. I get what I need out of you.
Yeah.
So, do I over communicate?
Yes. Usually like once a month. And you
so dumb.
I'm like, oh my God.
How's that rule going to be that you need to have good communication? You don't want to communicate with me?
I do communicate with you when I need to.
Mm-hmm.
But
like, this is your communication. Hey, tomorrow I'm going golfing. Scott's picking me up at 9 a.m.
I give you like a few days notice.
Mm-hmm. Because that's your communicating for plans, but I need you to open your heart and communicate from the heart.
Oh.
And tell me things like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh.
I love your hair. It's really nice today.
You know what the problem is though too?
What?
I tell you to tell me these things, and then when you tell them, I'm like,
exactly.
What do you want? Are you okay? Are you mocking me?
Never happy.
It doesn't even look natural coming out of your face. So when you say it, it's so awkward. You're like, I mean, you tell me I look nice all the time, but when you like say other things, I'm like,
what are you up to?
Who ate my husband? Which spirit is stuck in you? It's fine. Okay, so I said communication. What's your other golden rule?
What about... So this is... I feel like every old couple that we've ever talked to or heard give like relationship advice is never go to sleep angry. Because you go to sleep angry all the time.
Fuck that shit. Be mad if you want to be. Zeke, please beep out my bad words. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, for me.
Sometimes
when I get mad... Oh, now I'm yelling. I get into a spiral. Okay.
Like right now.
And if one of my friends that is like my spiral buddy is not available and can't talk me out of the spiral.
Your spiral buddy is my old buddy.
Yeah. Then it's one of Ricky's friends, and she's not now my friend. More than she's still your friend. But I talk to her more. That's your fault. Call her more. So, I get so mad. And like, we all have, our therapist told us this. We all have narratives, right? And sometimes we build bad narratives around the other person. Like, oh, you don't care about me. You don't love me. You don't want to make an effort and all these things. And then sometimes I get into a spiral. Not very often anymore. But when I do, you ignore me. Because you're like at capacity. And you're Your way of dealing with things is to just like take a break. And mine is we have to deal with it right now.
Yeah.
So then I get just so much more mad because you're ignoring me. But then I go to sleep and the next day I can give you a kiss in the morning because then I'm fine. But then we flop and then you're still mad.
Yep.
That's usually what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, should you have that rule? Sure. But I think it's sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
I can actually. If you came upstairs from the video games or the basement and told me good night and gave me a kiss, I would give you a kiss, but I'd still be mad.
And if you came down and gave me a kiss and said good night, I would give you a kiss.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
Well, I would
I might not
accidentally
even be
punch you in
mad
the
after
face.
that. Accidentally.
Yeah. No, I feel
But-
like sometimes you have to give space
Yeah.
so that you don't say something that you don't want to say.
for
And if
sure.
it's nighttime, which we usually, if we're gonna argue, we argue at night because the kids are asleep, and we like wait till they're in bed and then comes out. I just think it's funny how.
But you gotta argue fairly. Like if you're arguing about dinner that night or something,
Mm-hmm.
keep it to arguing about dinner that night, not what I did or didn't do a month ago.
Mm.
That was something that we had to get over.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Leave the past in the past. That's our next rule.
Yeah.
Especially if
that?
it's just stupid stuff.
Yeah. for
I
sure.
mean, if somebody cheats, you can't leave the past in the past.
Yeah, no, that ain't
You got to
happening.
move on, make a different past
Yeah.
or a different future.
But another big rule of mine is respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Put some respect on my name.
yeah, I don't think you've ever like
Disrespected me.
disrespected me, but like when you'll see some females like smack their husband or call him a bitch or look, that's like a no-go in our relationship. That's never happened with us. But even respect for each other when
Mm-hmm.
we're not around.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this thing the other day where this guy was like, the number one rule in a marriage is like never bad talk your spouse or significant other
Mm-hmm.
to like your friends or other people, especially when they're not around.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and we all talk shit, right? Especially I talk a lot of shit, but
Not about me.
yeah, no, nothing. Like
If he does, you better let me know.
yeah,
Whoever's
I would
watching.
never like. I always talk highly of you and
Mhm.
praise you because you're pretty great. But yeah,
I
think
concur.
I think that would be like another rule where we just don't bad talk each other
Mm-hmm.
to other people,
Yeah.
especially other people of the opposite sex.
Oh yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, like if I went to go talk to another female bad about you,
Mm-hmm.
because it just looks bad, it makes you look stupid, and I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to do that.
we're not those type of. I know there's relationships where they're like, the wife has like a best guy friend and the husband has like a best female friend. It just doesn't work.
Mm-mm.
It just doesn't.
I think Val is like the closest to that.
But also, like, it's a different dynamic to me because it's like they're a couple friends of ours.
Yeah.
Like, we go on vacation with them.
Right.
Like, Johnny's a friend of mine, for
Mhm.
sure. And Ro's a friend of yours.
Yeah.
But we know them as a couple, as a family.
Yeah.
I
Like,
would
you
never call
go to-
Johnny up
yeah.
and be like, hey, let's go to lunch.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So that's like where I think I draw the line.
Yeah.
But if I'm like at jiu-jitsu or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and Ro's not there, I'm still talking to Johnny.
Right.
But it's like a kids' family event.
Yeah.
So I think.
So I think respect is like another one, a big one of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and we did pretty good about it.
Yeah.
What's your last one?
Just work that shit out. I saw this. When did I send you that thing with the old people?
This morning.
Was it?
Yes.
It was so cute. They're like,
2
we've been
hours
together
ago.
for 65 years. And what did they say their number one rule was?
Wait, the horny old man?
Oh, no, somebody else.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah,
that one.
but just maybe it was a horny old man, but without. They were so in love, and it was so cute.
They've been
And
together like 80 years, and he's like, the only thing we argue about now is sex.
Yeah.
And they're like 90, 91.
I don't even know how that works.
And yeah, he was just talking about how they met when they were like 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I didn't even feel her up until 5 years after I met her.
And she's like, correction, it was longer than that. I'm no hussy. It was so funny. But
So,
I think there was another one, but it's usually like, it's a different generation, right? Like
oh,
they grew
yeah.
up completely different. They had actual problems,
Right.
like wars to go through, like no food. The economy was
Yeah.
absolutely horrible. Like now we have problems, but they're not really problems, I feel
Yeah.
like, for the most part.
Mostly
And
the internet to blame.
yeah, we make problems for ourselves.
Oh,
Like we
yeah.
make ourselves mad by watching the news and social media and stupid
Right.
stuff. But they're like, yeah, these young people nowadays, they just have one argument, get a divorce. You don't like the
Yeah.
other person for that month, get a divorce. Just work it out. You just gotta work it out. It was so cute.
Yeah.
I love those. And that's true
This
because,
is
and that's
very
part
true.
of choosing the other person, right? Like once you're in it, just choose the other person. Like no matter what, there's gonna be times where you don't like me and I don't like you, and that's
Mm-hmm.
perfectly normal.
Yeah.
But I think there's too many rom-coms and too many like, oh, you're gonna live this fairy tale marriage and like all these Instagram families or wives that post about their how sweet their husbands are and they don't show the bad side,
Right.
that a lot of like younger women I think chase this dream of like,
The
well, he's
perfect
not
man.
romancing me and he's not this and he's not that and he's
Yeah.
not giving me what I need. Like he's a man, he's completely different than you
Right.
as a woman. Like if you want all these like emotional things, then you should probably be with a woman because you're not going to get it from a man.
Yeah.
So I think it's just
You're never gonna
choosing the
find
other.
your perfect significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think our perfect is what we've made it
Mm-hmm.
and what we've worked to accomplish and get to. But we've had a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I feel like the last, I don't know, 8 years, we've been pretty much on the same page and doing really well.
I mean, we've had problems for sure.
Yeah.
But we worked them out.
Yeah.
So.
And don't air your shit out on social media.
Oh, that's so bad when people.
We have some friends where they're like
acquaintances.
Yeah, acquaintances where they're, they'll comment on or they'll make a Facebook post and oh sure, go do this then. And then they go back and forth in the comments and everybody in the neighborhood knows and
That's like you can't. I mean, there's times where like I complain about you that you're getting on my nerves, but like if we have a problem, I rarely talk to anybody about it because once you open the door for other people, it's just you get opinions that you don't want. They're not in your relationship. They're going to give you advice, but you may not need that advice, or you might they might steer you down a different path and get in your head. It's just not. Which I think we forgot one more, and I think it's that you shouldn't change the other person.
Oh yeah, you can't.
And I think a lot of people think that.
Right.
Well, he's not. I don't like how he is, but I can change that. Like, just get out in the beginning. Don't try to make somebody something that they're not.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna be somebody who they're not, who they aren't.
Right.
And then
they're not gonna be happy.
They're gonna resent you.
Yeah.
They're gonna default back to who they really are. And that's who, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be in a relationship where I can't be who I am.
Yeah. And we're not saying that you can't find your perfect person because I'm sure they're out there, but don't try to settle for the first person and then try to mold them into something that you want.
Yeah.
Just because they're not going to be what they want to be, and then it's just going to blow up.
I feel like you just have to accept the other person for who they are with their flaws.
Right.
You have several flaws, and I'm sure I do too.
Oh, really? Do tell, please.
Like the fact that you're cold-hearted. You're a loner. I'm in a relationship, in a committed, monogamous relationship with a lone wolf. That's hard.
I know.
But I choose you and I accept you for who you are. I didn't always.
Yeah, no.
And usually when we fight, it's because I want you to be somebody else. So anyway. But we both said but at the same time. You wrap it up.
Just put in the work and make your relationship what you want it to be. Don't try to front on Instagram or Facebook and social medias because everybody knows. So as long as you guys are happy, then it works for you. And just let it ride.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for watching us or listening to us, however you get our content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. See ya.